Hi, this is Paul again. I did a review of Independence Day Resurgence on my other channel, Trey Pastor's channel. I'll leave a link to that original review in the description box if you want to check that one out. But this review of Independence Day Resurgence will have spoilers in it. Um, I saw it finally yesterday. I was going to see another movie, Infiltrator, but time got kind of mixed up, and I originally meant to see Independence Day, but had to go see my brother that weekend, so I didn't go see it, and I was going to kind of wait after it came out. I was saying, you know what, maybe I'll wait till it come on video and watch it. But the time matched up after I saw Ghostbusters, so I said, you know what, let me go see it, and I did go see it. And Independence Day, I gave it a, I think I gave it a, did I give it a 6.8? Yeah, that's what I think I gave it a 6.8. I think I gave it a 6.8. Yeah, the original Independence Day, I actually loved the cheesiness of it. Welcome to Earth, Will Smith character, you know, Bill Pullman being his, pro-America and just giving that great speech. Randy Quaid, his quirkiness. Uh, Britt Spanner, his quirkiness as well. I thought it all worked well together. Even Margaret Colin, who's not in this movie, she played the president's aide and I think was she the I forgot her name. Was she the Secretary of State or I think she was his aide. She worked with the president, and Judd Hirsch was in it. I loved him too in the original as well. And everything kind of just worked with that movie and the special effects and stuff. Everything kind of worked what made it the classic that it was to me. It's just a sci-fi classic to me. Independence Day, the original. Now this remake made 20 years later after the fact, and of course I knew going in that Will Smith was going to be in this one. I think there was all kinds of things saying that he asked for $30 million or whatever else, and they say and they decided to basically kill his character off. They said saying that he died in a testing the alien equipment. He kind of crashed, so they kind of they killed his character off to explain his absence. And then they had the guy. I've forgotten the actor's name, but they had him playing his the stepson that was in the original movie. They had him be the I guess be the pilot in this version of it, and then they also had Liam Hemsworth in this. He was another pilot, and they had him, Liam Hemsworth, Will Smith's stepson, and they even replaced what's her name, Mick Monroe, I think that's her name, Micaiah Monroe. They had her replace Mae Whitman as the president's daughter, and they were all three of them were supposed to be pilots together. I guess they went to the training program, and they were all pilots. And they say Chris Hemsworth's character was still a pilot. He was stationed on the moon base that they had, and Will Smith's stepson in this movie was also a pilot as well. And apparently they had a fallout because Liam Hemsworth's character was like reckless, and he almost killed him in a training accident. So there was tension between them, and of course he was the fiance, Liam Hemsworth, of the president's daughter. And first of all, I'm going to say this: they replaced Mae Whitman with Micaiah Monroe. Why? I don't even know. I don't really heard anything from Mae Whitman. Maybe I can Google it and see what she said about being replaced. I don't know if she even mentioned it. I'm sure people have asked her. It had to be, because this movie's been a long time coming. And maybe we could, if I look it up, I can search and see why. Maybe Google it and see why they asked why to replace Mae Whitman in this movie with Micaiah Monroe. Okay, and because Mae Whitman's a good actress, and she's still acting, so I mean they could have had her in the movie. But I think Hollywood likes it as a preoccupation with blondes, and maybe that's stereotypical and stuff. Or maybe they did ask her. Maybe she said she passed. Who knows? Unless I really know, I can't really. I can only speculate, I guess, until I find out exactly the reason why she passed on being in this movie. But anyway, so she's the fiance of the president's daughter of Liam Hemsworth's character. Okay, now I like the movie for the most part. I think this, basically the story is that the aliens, they sent a beacon out, okay, and the mothership is coming back to Earth, and then there's this another species that's basically that they find on the moon, and they attack it, but it turns out this is another species that was actually coming to Earth to warn them about the Mother Queen coming, okay, which is I think that was kind of a cool concept that was that there was another being trying to come and warn them. Okay, and Brett Spanner's character, who was in a coma at the end of the first movie, he's still in a coma, and he wakes up, okay, when this thing comes down. And like I said, Will Smith's character's son, he was the pilot, and he had a few lines, and he You know, his interaction with Chris Hemsworth's character. The actor, was okay. Wasn't a great screen presence, and of course he had no love interest. Okay, which was I still think is kind of BS. I mean, they just showed a little scene with him and his mom, played by Vivica Fox, whose character they killed off. You know, she died getting a pregnant woman and her baby on a thing, and his character, I guess, he had to have the tragedy of watching his mother die in front of him when he couldn't do nothing to save her. So I guess that was his character arc. You know, he came to forgive Liam Hemsworth for almost getting him killed in a training accident. So I guess that was his character arc. But he had no love interest. And I sort of heard before that, but this turned out not to be true, that it was sort of a triangle between the president's daughter and Liam Hemsworth and Will Smith's son's character. But there wasn't. They were just a friendship between the three of them. Okay, she was the fiancée of Liam Hemsworth's character. But anyway, the special effects are okay. I didn't see it in 3D. I didn't see it in IMAX. But the special effects I saw were okay. Now, there was a few annoying things in this movie that I really hated. Like Liam Hemsworth had a friend, okay, a fellow pilot. I forgot the actor's name and the character's name, but he was so annoying. First of all, he came off as desperate, okay, and then you kind of make a little reference about him asking practically every girl out on their little moon base they are, and I guess I'm getting rejected. Why? I don't know, maybe because you're a creep. You come off as a desperate creep, okay, overbearing, desperate creep, and maybe that's why none of the girls are going for you, because you don't know the word subtle, okay? And then, of course, he sees the niece of the commander. She comes. She's I think she's Japanese. No, is she Chinese? I think she's Chinese, because I think she's Chinese. If I got that wrong, forgive me for that. I think she's Chinese though. But she comes in, and she's of course beautiful, and of course she takes she's a pilot. She takes her hair, and then she waves her hair, and then you see the long hair, and then of course this idiot immediately is in love, of course, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna marry her." He just, come on, really? You that? But anyway, later, towards the end of the movie, where Liam Hemsworth reunites with the president's daughter, and they reunite and hug, and they have this thing where they send him things of houses and stuff, and they're separated, of course, because he's on the moon base and she's on Earth. But she sent him things of house, so when they eventually get married and move and pick a house, and he finally said he looked at the house and they kissed, and big hero moment. And Liam Hemsworth's annoying friend, and the female, the Chinese or Japanese actress, they're there, because they actually piloted one of the alien ships coming back, and they're watching this, and of course and he looks at her and said, he looks at them, and then looks at her and said, you know what? We should be doing that. I said, are you freaking kidding me? This girl that you just barely met, and you just come off as obnoxious and annoying. But you know what? And I guess definitely a guy wrote this line, because no woman would have wrote this line. Okay, and then she looks back at him and goes, instead of kicking him in the nuts, which she should have did, she should have just kicked him in the nuts and called him a loser and walked on. But she said, maybe we'll have dinner first. Okay. Definitely a guy wrote that line. This guy came off as extremely annoying and desperate. Okay, just really annoying. Okay, his best moments were when he shut up. Okay, that was his best moments. Okay, and then there was another annoying character, like a government type, that was with Jeff Goldblum when they went to see the one remaining ship that was still on Earth. They went to I forgot the part of Africa. They went to see the one ship, and there was like a government official trying to that was with Jeff Goldblum's character. He had glasses on. And he came off as annoying too. And they kind of teamed him up with the guy that was the chief that was in charge of that area where the ship had landed. And he had machetes, and he learned to kill aliens and stuff, how to kill them and stuff. And he was basically hanging with them for the most. And this character was annoying too. And why this guy kept popping up everywhere, and he helped fight and stuff. He wasn't as annoying as the desperate guy that wanted to date, but he was annoying too. Another guy that they could have X'd his character out as well. I guess it's supposed to be comedy relief, but again, another annoying guy to me. Okay, now, Bill Pullman's character, I liked the president. He again, you could tell he was having nightmares about the aliens coming back and stuff, and he got the signal as well as him. I think the acting guy got the signal as well, as Brett Spinner. Anybody that had kind of interaction with the creatures, they got that signal. And they would kind of freak out, and then of course, he volunteers to go basically on a suicide mission to to lure the queen. And I thought Bill Plum came off pretty. It's pretty decent guy. Celia Ward played the president, the current president, and I thought she was good in the limited scenes that she had, of course. And then what's this guy's name? The guy, I forgot the actor who plays uh, who basically became the president once the real president died. Celia Ward's character basically got wiped out, and then he was a general, and then he became the president. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name. I thought he came off really good as well, and he was the devil in Drive Angry. I forgot the guy's name, and he was in the original, well, not original, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies that came out last year. I can't think of the actor's name, but he came off as pretty good too. I liked his character as well. Okay, but this movie, like I said, made 20 years late. The movie needed somebody with charisma. Amazingly enough, Chris Hemsworth didn't annoy me as much as I thought he was. When I first saw the first trailer, I saw him walking out, I said, oh my God, why did they put him in this movie? Because for the most part, he's annoying and just doesn't have a great presence to me in movies. But this movie actually came off pretty decent. Okay, it's just maybe it's by comparison to his annoying, desperate for a date friend that he came off, and he had this little interaction with Will Smith's son. His character, he didn't come off as annoying. He came off as pretty average, pretty decent guy in this movie, so he didn't annoy me. Again, the guy that played Will Smith's stepson, he was okay. I wish he had more to do. Again, no love interest for him. What are you gonna do? I realize everybody can't have a love interest, but I think being Will Smith's son in this movie, I think it could have given him a love interest, but it is, or maybe they could have even had him be, have the Chinese, it was probably a Chinese girl, let her be his love interest or something, because they were pilots and they had that together instead of Liam Hemsworth desperate friend lusting after her and being just really obnoxious and annoying. Okay, and also Brett Spencer's character and the doctor who was, I think there was a doctor. He was a doctor who was, you could tell they were in a relationship, and then when that guy died, that was a sad moment, and you did feel for their character, and I like the way they handled their relationship. They weren't overt about it, but you can tell that they cared and loved each other. And then when he died, that was a good moment, emotional moment for Brett Spiner. Besides the good comedy he provided, but that was a good touching moment for that. And I like the guy who played the African guy, the warlord, who was avenging his brother who died, his younger brother who died, or young brother. I don't know if it's younger brother, but his brother who died. And I think he came off as good too as well. And I think, like I said, but overall, I think the original movie just had more going for it. They did have Judd Hirsch's character in this movie. He survived, believe it or not, when the first alien ship came down and it was like a wave and he was on his boat and he basically got ripped. I got hang tied, I guess. That's hang tied when your boat gets stuck in the land. And then he met up with a group of kids and stuff. So Judd Hirsch is, I don't know, he just, he was good in this movie. And I like him interacting with the little kids and stuff. I thought that was good with his little kids that lost their parents and stuff, and they were driving a car, and they ran into him, and then they took him, came down and took him along their way and stuff. And I thought he came off as good, and I liked when he reunited with Jeff Goldblum in the desert when they were trying to stop the alien queen, once they kill her, and then all the alien ships would just go back. And I like that part, the interaction with the kids, him and them driving the bus. Trying to avoid the alien queen. I thought that was good. But overall, that's why I gave the movie a 7. No, not 7. I gave it a 6.8 because I thought it was good, but I don't think it's a classic like the original is. I know the original was cheesy, super cheesy, but it had good action and it made you want to cheer. You had a great moment where the White House gets blown apart, and just so many great moments in that original movie. But this movie, I can't quite give it that because first those annoying characters in this movie just really made me hate those characters, wish they weren't in the movie. And then also Will Smith's son's character, he was okay. He didn't have great screen presence to me, in my opinion. Okay, like I said, maybe if Will Smith was in this movie, I think maybe that's what this movie needed a little bit. I would have liked to see Will Smith's character in this movie, and they never explained it. I don't think it was. I think I was paying attention. They never explained Margaret Colin, who was his wife, and they got back together at the end of Independence Day. Why they weren't together in this movie? They brought in another Charlotte Ginsburg, I think that's her name. She was like a French and like scientist, and she was a, sort of yeah, the love interest for Jeff Goldblum's character in this movie, even though they didn't really have, you know, well, I guess they had a moment at the end and stuff where they introduced, when he introduces her to his father, Judd Hirsch. But like I said, for the most part, like I said, the special effects were good, as usual with these types of movies. I thought it was good. And they blow up things as usual. And London always gets the worst of it. They destroyed London again. And but I think overall, it was a okay movie. It wasn't fantastic. Okay, it wasn't on the par with the original. I think it was like the original. I think it was here. This movie was about here. Okay, maybe they took away some of those annoying characters and got Will Smith in the movie, and maybe Margaret Colin put her back in the movie. Maybe it could have got up to a little bit higher. Maybe push my rating over a 7 if it had those things in it. Okay, got rid of those annoying characters. I know they do that because they think it's comic relief, but his characters came off as desperate and annoying. His Liam Hemsworth's friend and the guy, the bird kind of guy with the glasses, just really not necessary. Okay, just two annoying characters as well. And I wish they would have gave maybe the Chinese actress more lines. She just had a few lines. Her uncle was in charge of that base that she came to, and then there was a moment where he basically died, and so it gave her one moment of to react to that, but they didn't give her more lines, which was just kind of maybe they gave her beefed up her part maybe. Okay, but they didn't, so it is what it is. Okay, so anyway, this is my spoiler review of Independence Day Resurgence. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry this video is going on a little bit longer, but I just wanted to get everything in there, give all my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And also, again, I have a link to my original review that's on my other channel, Trade Pastor channel. The link to that video will be in the description box below. Please check it out, as well as links to my Facebook and Twitter are down there as well. Okay, so please check it out and let me know what you think of Independence Day Resurgence. Okay, feel free to leave comments down below. This is Paul saying so long and take care.